It's official. Major League Baseball has found its next superstar, and he plays for the Kansas City Royals. Jac Caglianone made his Major League Baseball debut last night. He went 0 for 5. If you look at the box score, not very impressive, but it's the underlying metrics that lead you to believe he is going to be an absolute offensive powerhouse for the Royals, a team that desperately needs some offense, and a team that is really good. They have a good rotation. They have one of the best young players in baseball in Bobby Witt Jr. Now, this is the final piece to the puzzle. So I'll break down his debut and what you could expect going forward from Jac Caglianone on this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Welcome in, everybody, to 3 Up, 3 Down. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and this is something that I'm really excited to talk about. Now, Jac Caglianone went 0 for 5 last night, but he hit some of the hardest balls that I have ever seen in a game before, and they all resulted in outs. Like, he didn't strike out once. He went 0 for 5, no strikeouts, and had 4 batted balls above 96 miles an hour. So this guy hits the ball hard. He is going to be an absolute menace for many years to come. And there was some outrage from some reporters saying that the Kansas City Royals should have waited. They should have manipulated his service time and guaranteed themselves an extra year of Jac Caglianone. But for a team that is in the thick of a playoff race and that wants to make it back to the postseason, you just can't afford to wait. Now, they locked up Bobby Witt Jr., who I said was one of the best young players in baseball. Let me correct myself. He's one of the best players in baseball. You could make a case that he's a top 3 player in the game today behind Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. So this is something that I have been looking forward to just as a baseball fan in general. Jac Caglianone, number 10 prospect in baseball, top prospect for the Kansas City Royals, and he finally arrived last night. Not even a full calendar year between the time that he made his debut and the time that he got drafted by the Royals. And the only other Royal to do that was Bo Jackson, one of the most impressive athletes ever, maybe the most impressive athlete ever to excel in 2 different sports at a professional level. So it was a lot of fun to witness that. I was tuned in to every single at-bat. He looks poised, he doesn't look overmatched, and he is someone that is going to make an instant impact for the Kansas City Royals. The AL Central has quietly been one of the best divisions in baseball, and it's no coincidence that, you know, the White Sox are in there, and there's some free wins every now and then on the schedule for the Tigers, the Twins, the Guardians, and the Kansas City Royals. But the Royals are 7.5 back. They're in the wild card race, so I think that's really what they're aiming for right now. And they have some good pieces. Like I'm a big fan of Cole Reagans, their left-handed stud. I'm a big fan of Seth Lugo as well, who's kind of tailed off a little bit here lately, dealt with some injuries as well. But their rotation is solid. Their offense is something that has really been a weak point for them, though, and most notably the lack of home runs. So bringing in Caglianone, a guy who slugged 15 home runs in just under 50 games at the minor league level, I mean, that's some big thump that you're adding to the middle of that order. He was batting 6th last night. I expect him to move up in the order as we move along here in the season. He's undeniable. He's going to get his hits. He got unlucky last night, most notably in his first at-bat where he hit the ball over 100 miles an hour and got robbed by Victor Scott in center field. Probably a handful of center fielders make that play, maybe just a couple of them, and Victor Scott happened to be the one that was patrolling the outfield and was able to make that play look fairly routine, but it was anything but that. So he's going to play again tonight, Caglianone. He's going to get another shot tonight to redeem himself after what was a pretty unlucky 0 for 5 performance, but we will see. And the Royals desperately needed some sort of power to enter their lineup, and who better than a guy that was your first-round pick, a guy that was tearing it up in the minor leagues. You just couldn't wait any longer, especially not in the position that the Kansas City Royals are in, so it's going to be very interesting to see how Caglianone does. But it was a very fun debut that he had last night in a big win by the Kansas City Royals, and just his presence in the lineup kind of opened things up for everybody else. So we shall see tonight how he bounces back after an 0 for 5. But I really think this guy is going to be an absolute surefire superstar in the big leagues, and I can't wait to watch it unfold. But that'll wrap it up for this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down, and I will see you all tomorrow.